In this video, I'm going to show you the tech stack we use for cold outreach in 2026. These are the best tools on the market right now according to us after testing hundreds of different solutions. So I'll show you what we use in each category, why we use them, and why we chose them over the alternatives. If you're new here, my name is Romain Osman. I co-founded 5Element, and over the past years, we've generated over 1,000 sales appointments for B2B companies and millions in pipeline using cold emailing and LinkedIn outreach. So let's get started. First, let's talk about the infrastructure. So for the domains, we're using Spaceship and Cloudflare. We're using Spaceship when we don't need a domain for a long period of time, when it's below 1 year, because we can buy .info domains just for the outreach for $2.5. And so it's very cheap to get started with outreach. We can buy a lot of domains and connect an inboxes on them, 3 inboxes, and start outreach directly for pretty cheap. After a year, the renewal of the domain is above $20. So that's why then we cut the domain and we buy new ones. So that's why we're using Spaceship only when it's for a short period of time, like only below 1 year. When we want a domain for a long period of time, we're using Cloudflare. We're buying domains for $10, like .com domains. And so then we can keep them year after year. Now for the email accounts, we're using 3 different providers, so 3 different resellers. The first one is Premium Inboxes. So they have Google Inboxes and Microsoft Inboxes. And we're also using Scaled Mail. So both are very good. I think Scaled Mail is a bit more expensive, but both are great resellers. We're also using another provider, but they don't onboard more clients. So that's why I'm not showing it to you. Now for the copy and AI personalization, we're using OpenAI and Claude AI. For OpenAI, we're mainly using the API inside of Clay. And we're using Claude to create the copy of our emails because Claude is a lot better at copywriting. And so in general, it's creating way better copies than using ChatGPT. So those are the 2 main LLM tools we're using for the cold outreach. For automation and workflow, we're using Clay.com. So right now on the market, there is no better alternative than Clay. So that's why we're using it. Of course, it's pretty expensive, but I already explained on my YouTube channel how to use it completely for free if you don't want to pay for any credits, at least at the beginning. So Clay can help you automate your whole lead sourcing and lead cleaning process. And so it saves a lot of time, and that's why it's almost mandatory when you're running cold outreach campaigns to use Clay. For automation, we're also using Make.com. It's helping us a lot. I didn't include it here, but we're using it a lot, and it's automating a lot of things in our cold outreach process. Now let's talk about database. So where do we get our leads from? So right now we're mainly using Apollo.io, and now more and more we're using Prospeo. They created recently their own database. I already have a tutorial on my YouTube channel talking about it, and we're using it more and more because the data is better and it's easier to source leads on it. But we still use Apollo a lot, and we'll keep using it in 2026. So when we want to source leads that have a presence on LinkedIn, we're using Apollo and Prospeo. But when we want to reach out to local businesses, for companies that don't necessarily have a presence on LinkedIn, but they're on Google Map, we're using Serper.dev. And so I have a tutorial on my YouTube channel where I talk about how to use Serper.dev with Clay to be able to source local businesses. But I discovered a few days ago this tool, gtme.business, to scrape local businesses in an easier way, because in the case of Serper, it's a bit technical. You have to use Clay and the API of this tool to be able to source leads. It's not the easiest way to do it. And so recently I found this tool. It looks pretty good. It's pretty cheap. And of course, I didn't try it, so I can't tell yet. But I wanted to include it here because it looks way easier to source leads that way than to use Serper.dev to source local leads. For scraping, we're using Boomerang and Apify. Boomerang, we're mainly using it to scrape Apollo, but you can also use it to scrape Crunchbase, Sales Navigator, and it's good also to scrape the followers of a LinkedIn page or of a profile. For scraping, we're also using Apify. We're using it a lot less than before because Before we were using it to scrape Apollo, but they banned the Apollo scraper. But it's still great, for example, if you want to scrape the Facebook ad library of a company, and they have a lot of different scrapers. So it's still a very useful tool. For the email verification, we're using Debounce. In my opinion, that's still the best tool on the market for that. We're using it for years now, and it has been great. There are many on the market, and I think most of them are pretty good, but Debounce, in my opinion, is the best. To verify catch-alls, we're using unreach.so mainly, and now we're testing more and more catch-all.so. It looks pretty good as well. For email finder, we're using LeadMagic and Prospeo. There are so many tools on the market to find emails, but I think both tools have the best coverage. And in my opinion, it's better to have two very good tools to find emails rather than having a long waterfall enrichment with 6 different providers. For email sending, we're using SmartLead. I think right now it's the best tool on the market for cold outreach. There is also Instantly that is good, but in my opinion, SmartLead is above. So with SmartLead, you can source prospects. I didn't include SmartLead in the database section because I think for the moment, Prospeo and Apollo are a lot better, but during the year, SmartLead might catch up with them and be better, but for the moment, that's not the case. You have your email campaigns, you have your inbox, so you can manage all of your replies directly in the platform. You have your email accounts, so that's where you're managing your warm-up mainly. Then you have all of your leads and a CRM. You have some integrations, client access when you're an agency, global analytics. You have smart delivery to run placement tests, so that's very good for deliverability. There is also smart servers to have your own IP for outreach, to have your own server. There is also smart agents. They included that recently, and so that's basically an AI agent. I didn't try it enough for the moment, so I can't tell. And recently, a very good feature that they included in Master Inbox is the dialer. So basically now you can directly call leads when they send a positive reply directly in the platform. And for LinkedIn automation, we're using GetSales and AimFox. Both tools are great for LinkedIn outreach. In my opinion, GetSales is better because it's a bit more advanced, but I also included AimFox because with AimFox, you can rent LinkedIn profiles. And it's very useful because LinkedIn outreach is very hard to scale because you're limited by the number of invitations that you can send per week. And so here for $129 a month, you can have a profile, so a new LinkedIn account, plus an outreach seat. So that's the full tech stack for cold outreach in 2026. Now, if you want us to build and run your entire outbound system for you, so you don't have to focus on any of that and just focus on closing deals, you can hit the first link in the description to book a call with me. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe. I'll be posting more videos to help you scale your outreach. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.